Hello everyone, welcome back once again to Quality Time, and the news this week is incredibly sparse. In this particular global atmosphere, I guess no news is kind of good news, so onto the schedule. On Thursday, it's an episode of The Lost Hands as Ignalane has a transformative moment, and we have Midnight Souls at 11pm GMT over at twitch.tv/lyinginbedmon. On Friday, it's Dungeon Maker as we have good news and some bad news. On Saturday, it's Dungeons and Dragon Hats, most likely the podcast because we're missing a muffin once again, at 9pm GMT over at twitch.tv/thedragonhat. On Monday, it's an episode of Spring Realms as we keep working on this dungeon. On Tuesday, it's Edgington as we armor all of the things. And we also have Yogdo's Live number 78, The Eternally Postponed, at 9pm GMT over at twitch.tv/lyinginbedmon. Lastly for the week, on Wednesday, it's an episode of Mating Do. The engineers contemplate a last-ditch attempt to escape. And on to the questions. So, as always, these are drawn from the comment section of the preceding video, so if you happen to have anything you want to ask me, drop it down below. We'll see if it gets censored. Our first question of the week comes from Too Many Fandoms. Have you thought about making a second season to any of your series? Generally speaking, around about the 30-36 kind of length is where I try to design my series to end. I typically build them around some kind of character arc. So we have a character at the start, they undergo some kind of hero's journey, and they end at around episode 30, which pretty much means all of my series are finished, for the most part. So consequently, it doesn't really make much sense to have a second season, because then they have to go back into the hero's journey, and the hero's journey is this big transformation and development and growth of a character, so by the time of the end of it, they're fully realized people, and they don't really need another adventure. If I made a second series with The Witch, it would not be Witch in the Woods. Technically, The Witch has had like 3 different series, so if I made another series with Priest Lying, I probably wouldn't make it Yokai Temple, because Yokai Village deserves a happy ending. There is one exception, though, which is that there's sort of 2 characters so far that I've done that either haven't had that transformation or are still undergoing it. So the first and most obvious is the maid, who has already had their hero's adventure, and this first story that we're seeing is, in fact, after that. So they're the fully realized character, and the story of Maiden Do is figuring out what character that is. And the second one is Night Lying, because we stopped midway through his adventure. Lucas Edwards asks, is there a mob boss lying? There is an enforcer. They're almost comically incompetent as an enforcer. If you've ever watched Samurai Jack, there's an episode where he joins the mob in order to get closer to Aku. Basically, that's about as close as you get to an effective enforcer in terms of the lying verse. Their crew utterly adores them, so they will do basically anything to make sure no one steps to their favourite boss. So it's a very strange, sort of incredibly altruistic and not quite criminal enforcer. Flixamon asks, will there ever be a meme lying? And that's it for the week. So hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time.